Yeah, I'm going to talk about Chainium, and as you can see here, let's start again. The equity market is broken, and what I mean by that is you've seen innovation in banking and all the different areas and all that, yet the equity market hasn't changed for like 100 and 150 years. So it feels outdated, unfair, and inefficient. And if you ask yourself, why can't you buy any shares from any business in the world? Why do you need to go through so many middlemen and pay their fees and really just go through the whole cumbersome and slow process? With Chainium, what we do is we believe in no brokers, no stock exchanges, no banks, no clearing houses, so effectively no middleman, and that's what we do. So what we do is Chainium, we have built the world's first dual hybrid blockchain, effectively supporting equities, shares, stock ownership, etc., etc. Our blockchain is purpose-built for digital share transactions, and we have a private, so a permissioned element, and a public permissionless element. Our infrastructure, our network, our environment is not built on existing blockchains like Bitcoin, Ethereum. We've built our own. And the reason we've built our own is because we need the scale of our own blockchain. We need the transaction speed. We need something that is purpose-built for effectively digital shares. Key benefits of our blockchain, purpose-built. We're in control. We own the infrastructure. It's built as a hybrid, as I said before. We're using proof of stake. You might have heard about proof of stake, proof of work, in terms of consensus mechanism, transparency through having transactions in the public environment, and a closed source code base for the private elements and all that. What we specifically do, it might sound all a bit cryptic in terms of blockchain and equity, etc. We support digital share registers. So you can effectively bring your shareholder portfolio onto our system. We have applications where you can manage your shareholders. You can list the amount of shares they have. You can also list the class of shares, etc. And you can then also create primary offers. So you can actually sell equity of your own private business or even publicly listed business in our environment on our blockchain to investors, contributors, institutional and retail. You're able to communicate directly with investors through our platform. So once your shares are listed, once they're available on our platform, you can communicate with them, you can manage your shareholders. We have services around dividend payments, voting, instructions, corporate actions, token swaps, mergers and acquisitions. Everything that you know from the traditional world of shareholding, you can do on our platform. If you're already a publicly listed business, you have shares already available, we can tokenize these physical shares, these physical assets. We can create on our platform security tokens, and we can help you with immediate liquidity. We can help you with decimalization and fractions, because you cannot do that at the moment. And we're also able to get you access to a much, much younger and broader base. So instead of having to operate and sell your shares or have your shares managed on traditional markets, you can also have access to kind of the crypto market. Yeah? We also have payment services in crypto, in traditional fiat currencies. And we have very, very strict security and regulation around our platform and our network. As I said before, you can create your own share register, you can create primary offers, and you can use microshare services. So you can tokenize your existing shares and then run them through our platform. In summary again, digital share register, that's what we have, what we do. Primary issuance, secondary exchange, asset servicing, cash management, and cryptocurrency support. One of the biggest things for us is not about helping businesses to raise capital and bring them onto a marketplace or to issue shares or manage their register. It's all about shareholder management, because once you have a token, a security token offer, you need to manage your shareholders. So we have investor communications, as I mentioned before, virtual AGMs, corporate actions, and investor voting. And we're also offering employee shares and employee rewards. So if you're a traditional business, you have employee shares. We can also tokenize these shares and then offer them through our marketplace. As I mentioned before, we're an infrastructure project, a network. So we like to partner with organizations that want to build apps on our blockchain. They want to provide services on our blockchain. At the same time, we also partner and work with exchanges that are able to list security tokens that want to support our protocol. And we generally help businesses with ownership. So as an example, we have one of our clients is a business that has digital rights to songs, and they want to basically sell the rights to the songs and effectively create an ownership portfolio of investors investing in songs, and we support these sort of businesses. Again, because we have our own blockchain, we're not required to basically compete with other applications and services. We started off 2 years ago with building the service on the Ethereum platform, but we had to compete with casinos, ICOs, CryptoKitties, and all these sort of projects. You cannot provide an equity service if you're having to compete with other applications, other decentralized apps. So we've decided to build our own, which is fast, secure, and scalable. This is really just a whistle stop around what we do. I was wondering if I have enough time to go through this in 10 minutes, but I have actually 3 minutes left. So stop by at we have a stand here. We can talk about security tokens. We can talk about tokenizing assets, about microshares, concepts around that. If you have any questions, there's 3 minutes. I can probably answer questions here on stage, if that's okay.
Let's put the Slido up and then hands up if you want to ask a question. So there's a hand there.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your presentation. I'm an investor, actually, and I hold shares, ETFs, and all that. And I can't figure out how can I actually, for example, deal with my existing shares or ETFs or you name it, or bonds, I don't know, through your platform. How can I do this? It's not possible, is it?
At the moment, this is not possible. So we're actually talking to brokers and banks and traders that currently hold these deposits. And if they have relationships with us, hopefully in the future, you can deal through our platform. The issue at the moment is if you're a traditional investor, right, you get paper statements even though you don't want them. You have T+2 or even T+3 in some cases. So settling if you sell your shares takes some time. So there's an issue with liquidity. And you have all these fees, right? Brokerage fees, transaction fees, the registrar takes a fee, the clearinghouse takes a fee and all that. And we're cutting through all of that and we're creating that direct link. However, we need to work with the old world to bring it to the new world. And with new businesses, private businesses, we can do that immediately. But for your existing shareholder portfolio, we would have to work with the broker, the trader, the stock exchanges, which we're also planning to do.
Okay, thank you. We've got a question up here. I guess that your main challenge is to get people on the platform and at the same time crucial. What is your plan to get people on your platform?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So we have a lot of partnerships with SME networks, small, medium business enterprises. So for example, I heard today that mobile phone services in Africa, there's a lot of payment services happening in Africa. So we have a relationship, a partnership with a company in Africa that basically helps businesses to raise capital in these regions. So we're working with a lot of networks that already bring clients, investors onto our platform. We obviously have applications and services for traditional businesses, traditional investors, but we're expanding through the use of networks, and we also like to work with traditional brokers and banks that already bring institutional and retail investors with them. And what we're doing is we're helping them a much quicker way to effectively buy and sell shares in traditional and new businesses, securitize tokens and assets, and just give them a much quicker and better user experience.
Okay, we can take one more question. I'll give you the choice of which one you'd like to answer.
I'll pick regulators.
Okay,
because
perfect.
usually fintechs never pick regulatory questions, and I like it because I used to work within the regulated environment for a long time. We get asked a lot of questions. How is this legal? Is this regulated and all that? Yes, it needs to be regulated. First of all, we have our own blockchain, so we're in control in the ecosystem. A lot of blockchain companies and businesses are not in control because they don't know their investors. They can't really do KYC, AML. There's a lot of anonymity in that environment. And we're basically managing all endpoints, so we're in control. At the same time, we're also working with the regulator. We're working through licenses and everything across all the regions. We've started here in Europe just because that's our market. We're planning to be heavily regulated. We're planning to basically achieve a platform that is highly secure and where GDPR, MiFID II, investor protection is at the forefront of what we do.
Okay, thanks so much. Let's have a big hand for Sascha and
Thank you very
Chainium.
much.
Thank you.